Hello all, welcome to my channel. In this video, we're going to practice some SQL queries. For the first couple of videos, I'll do some basic queries and then we'll go to advanced queries. We're going to use sales orders example database. I already made a video on how to download this database and import it in your MySQL server. I'm providing a link in the description. Please have a look at it if you want any help in that. So, without further ado, let's start. Well, before going into the questions, I just want you to familiarize yourself with the schema. So as I said before, this is a sales orders example database. There is an orders table, there is customers table, employees table, order details, categories, products, purchase coupons, price ranges, vendors, product vendors, months, and sequence numbers. So let's look at the first question. Which states do our customers come from? Well, this is a straightforward SQL query, but there is a little problem. I'll tell you what the problem is. First, let's look at the schema. It is asking which states do our customers come from, so it should be customers table and there is a customer state. Okay, so select. Well, MySQL is case insensitive. We can type without capitalizing the keywords. So select. Let's click the customers table here. We could see the column names of the table here, and there is cust state. This is what we want. So cust state from the table is customers table, but the database is sales orders example database. So if you type SALE, the database will get auto populated. Press tab dot the name of the table, customers. Okay, so after writing the query, you can beautify or format the script so that you'll get this nice little formatting, and then hit command enter. Okay, now if you look at the result, you could see some duplicates, right? So this is the problem I was referring to. We don't want those duplicates. We want each state to come only once. For that, we need to use a keyword distinct. So select distinct customer state from sales order example or customers. Now if you run the command once again, you'll see no duplicates. Okay, so this is the result. You could also see the output here, the response, 4 rows returned. This is the action, the time, duration, how much time it took to execute the query. Now let's go to the next question. Give me a list of cities in alphabetical order where our vendors are located and include the names of vendors we work with in each city. So we want a list of cities where our vendors are located. So if we look at the vendors table, we could find something called vend city. We also want the names of the vendors. So we'll select vend city and vend name. Where do we select from? From the database name dot the table. It is a vendors table. Now we want it in alphabetical order, so we'll use order by clause. Order by, how do we want to order by? We order by cities because it is asking alphabetical order of cities. Vend city. So we got vend city here and vend name here. Now we may want vend name first and vend city next. So we could change it, vend name comma vend city. Now we could get vendor name and vendor city side by side. Now let's go to the next question. Show me the list of all vendors and their identification numbers in the format the ID number of the vendor name is vendor ID. Though the question is simple, we need to have some idea of concatenation of strings with column names and concatenation of columns. But before that, let's first try the simple query and then we'll try the concatenation. Okay, so we'll look at the vendors table. We could see vendor ID and vendor name. So vendor ID, vendor name from vendors. So we got the vendor ID and vendor name. This is fine, but he wants it in this format. So to do that, we need to do some concatenation here. And to do concatenation in MySQL, the keyword is concat. Okay, so concat, what should we concat? We concat the string, the ID number for, okay, this string we need to concat with the column vend name. We'll remove this to make it clear. Is space comma vendor ID. So vendor ID, we have column name vendor ID. Let's see whether we can get or not. We could see the result, the ID number for so and so vendor. There is no gap between the vendor name and is, so we need to keep a space here. Okay, now it's fine. But if you look at the column name, we got something called concat, something like that, which is not readable. To eliminate that, we could do alias, the alias of this as a column name. And to do aliasing, the keyword is as. So concat this as, we could write ID details. This is the column name which I want in the table. Let's execute. Now we could see the column name as ID details. So we got the result in the format which is asked for using concat keyword, and we did an alias of this concatenation as ID details, which reflected as a column name in the result set. Alright guys, let's stop here. We'll look at more queries in the upcoming videos. Thank you for watching.